I was thinking the other day about our absolute fascination with the London cast of Oliver. Any milk today, mistress.
Hello and welcome to a Talk Lit Get Hit bonus chapter, the little book chats in between the big ones.
We'll talk about reading, authors, and have discussions with people who, like us, can't shut up about books.
We might get sidetracked and talk about literally anything else,
But this is a bonus chapter we wrote just for you. It's an open secret that we have long yearned to be agony aunts. Ever since the wonders of the Dolly and Girlfriend sealed sections were revealed to us, we never looked back. That's why we've once again sent out the bat signal calling for your deepest fears, wildest dreams, unhinged hatreds, and everything in between. We had so many great messages this time around, so without further ado, let's get into it.
The first message we have to kick us off for today is I've recently started borrowing books from my local library instead of just buying all my books.
Oh, that's exactly my kind of confession.
Amazing. This is something that we've been talking about, I feel like, for the last 6 months, nonstop.
Yeah.
On mic, off mic.
In the streets, in the sheets.
Yeah. Boring in the streets, boring in the sheets.
You know, I can't figure out the tone of this message. Like, is this a confession or is this like said with pride?
Yeah, secret shame.
Yeah. Doctors hate her. She won't stop going to the library.
And you shouldn't stop going to the library. I took Erin to the library the other day for the first time. She'd never been.
The first time?
Yeah, we were like, what's the song from Little Mermaid?
Look at this stuff.
Isn't it neat? I was like, look, this is where you can find the car manuals.
What?
This is where the local history section is.
Oh my gosh.
And she was like, should I get a library card? And I said, obviously.
Yes. Scanning,
Yeah.
copying.
And also immediately sidetracked. But the feeling of going up to the scanner, plopping your books down on that thing and then having them automatically go beep, 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 beep,
Yes.
and then you leave without paying money is a feeling unmatched.
It's so good. I think the library should be everybody's knee-jerk reaction when they're in the mood to spend.
Yes, definitely. It kind of feels like you're thieving as well. You feel like highway robber. I've got all this loot.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
going now.
Libraries these days as well, you don't even really have to interact with the staff members.
No.
Like you said, you can just chuck your books down, scan them, even returns, like when you're hanging your head in shame.
Yes.
Because your books, perhaps like mine,
are very
are
overdue.
really overdue. You just chuck them, at least at my library, you can put them in the return chute, you can put them on the little shelf that scans them back in.
Mm-hmm.
And my library also has a 24/7 pickup, like parcel locker now.
Amazing. We don't have that at our library yet, but I was snooping when I returned a book. I put my little head through the return chute and I was watching. They have an automated conveyor belt kind of situation. And I'm like this close to saying, hey, can I go into that room? Because it was so cool. It went up and then it was sorting them into different things. I think there was like A to C, go here, D to F, go here. It was very high tech.
I have never seen anything like that. I've not worked in a public library. So
I want to go and ask if I can film it because it really blew my mind and I felt like a freak bending over, looking through the chute. So I just want to go in there.
get one of those tiny hands on a stick and like
great
poke
idea.
it through the hole, scare them. Once they've left the room, then it's your time to strike.
I'm going to be like Lizzie McGuire's little brother in a Lizzie McGuire movie and I'm going to put my camera on a monster truck and I'm going to go and the Tide is High is going to be playing at the same
That's a
time.
great idea.
Yeah,
That's a
okay.
great idea.
I will do that the next time I go.
I support this message wholeheartedly. Outside of scratching the itch to shop, libraries are such an essential cornerstone of society in the way that they provide free, equitable access to information, technology, and education. I think like the modern library is so much more than just books. It's a community hub. It's a third space. It's like language and literacy classes. And librarians do so much work to understand their demographic and cater to the needs of the community that they're a part of. I think for so many people, it's really hard to challenge the notion that the library isn't for them. I think the first hurdle is just joining up. And from there, the world's your oyster. I realized recently I could get cookbooks from the library.
I've got them before, yeah.
I don't know why I've never thought of that. Articles that are behind paywalls, like things from the New Yorker or the Atlantic or different newspapers. Libraries will often have subscriptions to things like those. I don't know why I was so slow to catch on to that.
I've been to yoga classes at the library. that might be all. That might be all, but I have seen other things advertised like board game nights or like youth events, anime nights, things like that. I feel like there's something for everybody and it's amazing. Actually, back to your point before about librarians like knowing their audience or knowing the demographic, there is someone at my library who knows what I'm here for, and it's a book with a great cover on the front facing shelves because I go in once, every week, every 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'll take this. The place is deserted. Like there are no books left by the time I've gone through it. And whoever's putting those books out knows me so well. And I love them.
I am jealous of the collection you have and the books you get because they are stunning and exactly to your al dente. Al dente. Books al dente. Oh my God. Did I just coin a term?
I think you did. The Italians might have something to say about that.
Perfecto.
Super Supremo.
Our next message is asking us for our most hated book protagonist. My mind went blank, just ringing in my ears. Tinnitus, still. But also more of a metaphoric ringing in my ears as well.
All the characters you've hated before.
Yeah. I wrote them letters.
Oops, they got sent.
Obviously, the knee-jerk reaction is to think of the many, many books we've read on this show that have absolutely awful protagonists. Unfortunately, some of those are memoirs. So they are in the mix, but I won't name names. But then we have, Credence, we have 50 Shades of Grey, Yellowface,
yes,
Magnolia Parks,
The Favourites.
The favourites, yeah. Lots of troubled characters, lots of annoying people. Oh, how could I forget The Spanish Love Deception?
Yeah, your most hated podcast book, famously.
Eligible.
There's so many. I mean, every single character in Eligible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many abominations. So I've tried to stretch myself beyond podcast books and simply nothing came to mind. And I think that's because, as I've spoken about before, so many of these books I'm reading under duress, like I'm reading them against my will. And I think the experience of coming to hate a protagonist is a bit like living with a housemate. And it can start off okay or fine. You can feel like quite ambivalent towards them. But the more time you spend with someone, the more chance they're going to rub you the wrong way and wear you down into bitter hatred. And that's how I feel. How about you?
Most of mine are also podcast books. And I think it's because I'm getting really good at DNFing books, not reading shit books other than for the podcast. However, this week I read a book and I didn't DNF it because I really liked the writing, but I hated the character so much. And this was an ARC that we received and it was called The End of Romance by Lily Meyer. It follows the life of a girl called Sylvie. When she's young, she really relates to her grandparents, but then unfortunately they pass away when she's quite young and she doesn't really relate to her parents and she finds it hard to relate to other people and she kind of gets into this abusive marriage and then it's about, escaping from that and recovering from that. And then she decides that romance isn't viable for her or anyone else. So she becomes like a PhD student in The End of Romance, kind of.
Of course.
But she didn't follow any of her own advice. She was like constantly being like, I love this crazy guy. But then she'd be like, I can't commit to him even though I love him so much. And then she went and found some other guy and she was like, I love this man. And then it was, I was so mad, but the writing was good. And I was like, I'm just going to keep going. But it filled me with fury. So Sylvie from The End of Romance is currently my most hated book protagonist.
Count your days.
She sucks. She was dumb. She was contradictory. She was rude. She was selfish. She was mean. I hated her.
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Yes, I've been thinking about it all week. I do also have a list on Goodreads called I Hate the Main Character.
That's great.
And so some of them include The Favourites, Credence, Yellowface, The Housemaid.
Oh, yeah. Ragtag Millie from the Block.
Can't believe we forgot about Millie from the Block. But I also have books in there like The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Hate Belly. Trust by Domenico Starnone. Snuff by Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah, you hated that.
Well, I don't know how to say his name. Merry Ever After.
Oh,
Tessa
yeah.
Bailey, that book that we read with the tuxedo dress design. That was awful. Swift and Saddled, hated that book. Summer in the City, bad.
These are books you endured before you got into DNFing
Yeah,
as well.
they are. Rosie and the Dreamboat by Sally Thorne, very disappointing follow-up to The Hating Game. It was about 40 pages, but 40 pages of torture for me. But Sylvie, still top of my list at the moment.
On your hit list. On to our next exciting message. This is the first time that we've received a voice message from one of our listeners. Now, this is an option that is open to all who listen, all who dare to raise their voice.
Okay, Hilary Duff.
La 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 la.
Wow, she sings great.
I haven't listened to this yet. I'm very excited to hear it. Bridget, play the tape.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. I was wondering if there is a book that you would choose not to read on the podcast because you love it so much and you wouldn't handle any negative opinions about it, like you feel so protective over it or whatever. Also, follow-up question, not follow-up, completely unrelated. If you guys could have merch, what merch would you have? I'm curious.
Oh my God, a 2-for-1. I didn't expect that.
No, neither. We've already covered my most favourite book of all time, Twilight. So,
Well,
I would always be first in line to talk shit about Twilight. So I can't think of any other books that I really love other than maybe like Pride and Prejudice. But once again, we've already covered that.
yeah, as far as my favourite books are concerned, I don't know if I am just not that protective of them or if I just have a lot of conviction that I'm right and everyone else is wrong. I put a couple of books forward as ones that are some of my favourites that I would be like a little hesitant to talk about on the show, although I think they would be great episodes. And those are The Secret History, Perks of Being a Wallflower, and A Little Life. I know we can do anything together. I can handle it if you don't enjoy that book. I think this is the right environment for me to be receiving any backlash because there's a pretty low chance that I will be receiving backlash.
Yeah, true.
Maybe if we had more engagement on social media or something and people were coming into our comments more frequently than they do to tell us that our opinions are wrong.
Yeah, I think I'd have a few feelings about that. I'd be pretty sad. But
I think we're good at doubling down though. We're stubborn.
yeah, I don't know if I would take constructive criticism. I think I would definitely be doubling down and I would be saying, no, you know what? I hate it even more now.
Yeah, that's how I tend to
Or
go.
I love it even more now, either way.
Although there's been many, many books on the podcast that we've deemed shit and, you know, made sweeping accusations about the type of people who read these books, I think a perk of the show is that we do at least try to weigh up the lits with the shits and the good reviews with the bad reviews. So I think I'm pretty comfortable just saying, no, that's how it made me feel. I liked it. I can't change how I felt.
Yeah.
So I'm quite confident in those convictions.
Yeah. I was just trying to imagine like how I would feel if I listened to someone else's podcast and they were talking about a book that I really liked and they hated it. I don't know. I can't think of anything other than Twilight that would elicit such a strong reaction from me. And
I would just turn it off.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just simply wouldn't listen.
Unfortunately, we're too well adjusted in this realm. But if you ever see us fighting in the comments, don't say anything. Forget you heard this.
Well adjusted? Okay. And then in regards to your second question, if you guys could have merch, what merch would you have? That isn't something that we've talked about recently, but I remember like even before we put out an episode, we were like, oh my God, imagine if we had merch. I don't think we could go past like a tote bag.
It's just the classic, hey?
Yeah, I mean, every day I'm using one. I'd love stock of my own. Hats?
Hats. I'd love a cap.
Love a cap.
And I think we have fun colours for a cap.
That is true. We do actually have stickers that we have vandalized various cities around
All across the towns.
Australia, yeah, all across the towns and the villages. There's a few in London. There's a few in Brighton. There's some across Yorkshire, Toowoomba, Brisbane. I think I put some
the
in
world.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye out on street poles everywhere. Are there any other kinds of merch you think would be cool?
I really like to stick to the classics, like the tote bag and the cap are perfect merch to me, but I do like merch that's quite practical, like maybe a tea towel or like
yes.
an apron or something like that.
Love it. Yeah.
Oven mitts.
Oven mitts. What about a pillowcase?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that idea.
On one pillow it says talk lit, and on the other pillow it says get hit.
And then on the other side it can be lit and shit.
Yes. That's the thing I struggle with is I don't know what we would put on the merch apart from talk lit, get hit, or lit or shit.
Yeah, but is that allowed? Like, I also, like, completely unrelated. If anyone knows anything about making merch, can you like send us an email? Are you allowed to put the word shit on things?
So will the police come? Please.
Where does it come from? Like, I know you go on a website and you're like, I want one cap, please. But where did the cap come from?
The merch crane visits you. It's all bundled up.
So just to recap, hat, yes. Tote bag, even more of a yes. Tea towels,
maybe.
oven mitts.
Who's interested?
Aprons. Yeah. If you're interested, drop us a line. Let us know. It's a good question and it's opened up many more for us.
Yeah. I'm going to have a hard think. Long, hard think.
So, yeah. Once again, call out for if you know how to make merch. Also, if you want merch, because there's no point thinking about that if you don't want it.
And also, what should that merch be?
Yeah.
And how much?
We're crowdsourcing all of this information.
And
This is our research. And can you organize it for us and put it in the box? Thanks. The next message that we have says, how close are you to the 1,000 book notion of a home library? It's a good question.
I feel like you've got to be pretty close.
The last time I added all of my books to an app, which would have been probably about 2 years ago, I had 532 books.
Whoa, okay.
Yes. I feel like I haven't bought too many books since then. I mainly read from the library, but I do buy a copy of the podcast books. And at the end of last year, I bought probably my top 5 books of the year that I didn't have a copy of. So maybe add about 20, 30 books to that total. So about 550, I guess.
I think you did quite a cull at some point too.
Yeah, I got rid of cancelled books. I got rid of books that I haven't read and have no interest of reading.
Do you still have Ghostly Tales of Toowoomba?
You bet I do. I'm never getting rid of that. By Don Talbot.
Thank you, Don.
So yeah, about halfway, I am out of shelf space though. So if I was going to get more, I would have to rearrange things or keep adding piles to the floor and just various spaces. How about you?
I don't have exact numbers, but last count was around 350 odd, I think, which feels crazy to me because in my head I have so many more because same as you, I've run out of shelf space. So they're in the stack on my bedside, on my dresser, underneath my desk, on the bookshelves, on top of the bookshelves, like slammed a couple of layers deep. They're everywhere. I do rent, so I do try to move on my books quite quickly if they're not ones that I loved and want to keep. So I don't think I'll be getting to 1,000 books anytime soon.
It is hard. Every time I've moved, most of my boxes have been books. And it's also hard because you can't fill a whole box of books because it's just too heavy.
Yeah.
So you've got to do like half a box and then, yeah. I don't know if I'll get to 1,000 books anytime soon. Like, I feel like I'll have to have some custom built shelves. And I'm quite lucky. Like, I do have a little sort of library sunroom nook thing off the lounge room. So there is space. It's just like probably not utilized in the best way. There's a bit of shit just sitting around.
Our next message said, I'm finding it impossible to reduce my screen time and read more. Any advice?
This is a journey we've been on.
Yeah, we were
This
quite confident and, like, dare I say, a little obnoxious at the start of the year.
Definitely. So just to recap. I just remembered where this started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to recap, my social media philosophy for the year was to be like Ed Sheeran and to only use social media on my iPad. And it was going really well for a while, but then my iPad decided that it was time for planned obsolescence and it wasn't really working because I bought it more than, 2 days ago. So since then, I have still not really spent a lot of time on social media. I'm not cured because if I had unfettered access, I would be right back to what I was before, but I'm much better. Like, I probably spend maybe half an hour a day, if that, on social media, which is amazing because I would say it probably would have been hours this time last year. How about you?
I feel the same. I have improved my screen time greatly. But interestingly, I don't know what I'm doing because I don't think I'm reading more.
No, I'm not reading more either. I think I'm reading about the same I was reading last year.
I downloaded a free app called Screen Zen, and to be honest, it works much the same as the multitude of other apps in this direction that I've tried. This one lets you select a list of apps that you'd like to block. So I've, the heavy hitters, TikTok, Instagram, Depop for me, Pinterest.
I had to block Snapchat because when I don't have access to Instagram and TikTok, I was like, what's happening on Snapchat?
Yes, it's so bad because I just started with TikTok and Instagram and then I was like, okay, well, I'll go on Pinterest.
Yes,
which
same.
is just ads. Encouraged me to look to spend money because I was like, okay, well, I want my life to look like this.
Yes.
So now I have to get on Depop and Facebook Marketplace and eBay to aggressively go on a journey to find all of these things. So then I had to block those too because I was spending so much. It was such, my little rat brain was like,
dopamine.
Yeah, scuttling on the wheel of, I don't know.
Consumerism.
Yes. This app is good though. I set mine to allow me to have something like 8 5-minute cracks.
Yes, I'm
at
doing
an
that
app
at the moment
per day.
too. Yeah.
And you can set a prompt that displays when you go to open the app. Mine says, is this really important? Which is kind of the way that I would speak to myself anyway. I feel like sometimes with these apps, they try to be like, hey, gangster, are you really wanting to log onto the apps today? And
is this what you could be doing when you could be hustling?
Rome wasn't built in a day. Go build your empire.
1% better every day.
So that's working for me. It also has a streak. And I think others like Opal have the streak. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but there was this whole like, your egg has a new color because you've not logged on in 6 hours. Your egg's upgraded. And it was way too much. I didn't get the egg. This is a bit more simple. So Screen Zen, great.
I've been using Screen Zen. You've put me onto it. And I have social media blocked. And I also have a limit on games because I love them.
That's a big one for you.
It's a big time waster. Thinking about reading more, I think like that stupid Atomic Habits advice of just having books everywhere is good. Having a book like in many different formats, like having one on your phone that you can scroll through so you can trick your brain into having fun. Having an audiobook, having one e-reader, physical book, maybe a library book as well. Yes. Just have many on the go. I don't know. I've got like probably 12 on the go at the moment.
I think that's the advice that works best for me too, because I will lug a physical book with me from A to B to Z to whatever.
Yes.
And not crack it open. But if my phone's in my hand and I know that, I'm bored, I'm idle, I'm looking to do something, everything's blocked, maybe it's time I open an e-reader.
Yeah. The next message we have says, OMFG, can you please talk about Yesteryear and Strangers? I saw Laura finish them, I believe. Stalking the Goodreads, lol. How do we think they'll hold up as screen adaptations? I love this question. This question is talking about the two it girls of the book community. The first one is Yesteryear by Caro Claire Burke. So this is a 2026 debut novel, and it tells a story of a tradwife social media influencer who wakes up one day in the 19th century where she must learn how to live without modern society. And the second book is Strangers by Belle Burden, which is a memoir of a marriage breakdown due to infidelity. Laura, you've read both of these books. I've read Strangers. How did you feel about them?
I had a great time reading both of these books, to be honest. I think they were like a good kind of beach read for me. They were juicy, simple, nothing crazy. They kind of fulfilled what I expected them to fulfill, which is nice for once.
Yeah.
I did see many people talking about like how crazy Yesteryear was and the twist at the end really beeps with your mind. And that to me says if that many people say it's going to F you up, it's probably going to be,
fine. Yeah.
There was a twist at the end. I don't know if it strengthened the book for me, but I also don't know what else you could have done. It was pretty tantalizing, like having watched, a couple of episodes of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, after following along with the Ballerina Farm drama on TikTok. Ballerina Farm is like a really popular homesteading lifestyle brand run by someone named Hannah Nealman, who was formerly a Juilliard-trained ballerina. There's a clip of her being like, I was good. I was really good. And people are like, oh, damn, that's so sad because she's been like swept up into this trad wife life. I don't know. Maybe she has more agency than how it seems. Either way you're looking at it, she's living a pretty lucrative life. She has like a huge brand selling like chopping boards and like raw milk and, you know, all the usual trimmings.
Yes.
I thought this book skirted precariously close to the details of her life and her brand, but I think I enjoyed it because of that. It was kind of like watching a 27-part TikTok series or a true crime documentary.
Who did I marry?
Yeah, it was good. I read Strangers because I saw that you rated it 4 stars. I also rated it 4 stars. How did you feel about that one?
I enjoyed Strangers, but it was a weird reading experience for me. The author Belle Burden comes from a very privileged background. Like I think she's a Vanderbilt by some connection. There was a lot of name dropping. There was a lot of talking about like, oh, my house on Martha's Vineyard, my apartment in Manhattan.
When we were with the Kennedys.
Yeah, like sipping cocktails on the beach. And
she was one of Hunter S. Thompson's girls.
Yes.
His little lambs.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah. The paparazzi and the tabloids reported on my family daily.
And those are just the facts of her life.
Exactly. And can I say you shouldn't have included that in your memoir? No. Who am I to say that? But it was an interesting experience for me as a human to be like, do I feel bad for you for losing everything in your life? Because you're telling me about all of these immense privileges that you have and I'm not really feeling anything for you. And I don't know if that's a me problem.
I thought what she stood to lose was shocking, but what she managed to hold onto, like the baseline of privilege that she maintained, kind of made the story a bit more interesting in my eyes. I think my experience of reading this book was a little bit voyeuristic because, you know, she is losing a lot, but how much she has left, like the privilege she retains, like the property, the money, the wealth, the status, like that's undeniable.
The book deal.
The book deal, the movie deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was really fascinating to see. It was like watching an episode of Gossip Girl or something. I also don't really think I felt very much for Belle Burden. I really enjoyed her writing. I thought the book was really like compelling and like definitely undeniably emotional in parts. But I think most of my enjoyment of this book came from just sort of shock and getting to see how the other half lives.
Yeah, it was quite juicy. Like a lot of the times I was like, oh, crazy.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the writing as well. I thought it had quite an innocent quality to it, or maybe like matter of fact. I don't really know how to describe it, but I liked that. And I also wouldn't say that it was tone deaf. Like I don't think she was like, my life sucks. Here I am on Martha's Vineyard and I might have to sell my house. It wasn't like that. She was aware of her privilege. She does like pro bono immigration law work. I think she's using her book and her voice for good. Like she's trying to encourage women to become equal partnerships in their relationships or like be aware of where their money is going in a relationship and you know, how to have an idea of where to go after you've left a relationship or anything like that. I think I've seen an article where Belle was talking about some schools teaching classes about financial literacy in response to the book being published. And I think all of these are only good things. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was just like, oh, I'm finding it hard to care about you losing your second house on Martha's Vineyard that much.
Yes. And I will say an article has come out in recent weeks called What's Missing from Belle Burden's Strangers. It's published in the New Yorker. And this was a bit of investigative journalism where the author Jessica Winter actually looked into the court documents and what she found complicated the narrative somewhat. So the long and short of it is that despite sort of painting this picture of financial ruin, this was quite heavily embellished. And in fact, Belle Burden managed to maintain like massive generational wealth throughout all of this. One user on Reddit has explained it for me. Said it to yo mum, said too long, didn't read. It seems for the sake of the narrative, Belle Burton didn't disclose in the book that she was attached to 5 other trusts, had $10 million, or that they technically weren't minutes away from the trial before they settled. She was never in quote unquote real jeopardy over losing those homes. She did have the means to buy him out, and if not that, her lawyers could have argued that the primary caregiver, Belle, has the right to maintain the home until the youngest is 18. There is a tell in this, as in previous interviews, Belle says, I was so focused on what I could lose that I couldn't see anything else. There's a lot of arguing in the comments on Reddit, but it also seems that on top of what Said It To Yo Mum has explained, there's even more money that Belle was privy to. So, you know, I don't know if these details matter to me because of my awareness of her huge privilege in the first place. It's like, okay, she had 10 million, she had 1 million. It's so many millions more than I will ever see in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So it's so far removed from my reality that I don't know how much it matters to me.
Yeah, and if you have 10 million at your disposal, but you used to have 300 million,
Yeah.
only having 10 million would be a big shock.
Yeah.
I'm supportive of her, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, why is your son not staying with you during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yeah, I was stuck on that too.
Yeah.
I will say I loved the descriptions of food. Her
Yes.
daughter's cooking sounds
The
amazing.
birds.
Yes.
The house itself.
When she was putting on her woolen sweater.
Going for little walks in the winter.
Yeah.
I want to go live in Martha's Vineyard. Maybe I'm just jealous, I think.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, my jealousy of her lifestyle has somewhat converted me to a millionaire apologist.
Yeah. Well, it gets the best of us.
Peaks and troughs.
I'm a billionaire apologist, so.
Now, the second part of this question is how we think they will hold up as film adaptations. So already Gwyneth Paltrow is starring in a Netflix movie adaptation of Belle Burton's Strangers. There's not too much information about this out there. It's going to follow the same plot of Belle Burton's memoir. No other cast members have been announced, no release date, so we don't have a lot of info. I think it's well documented on the podcast that neither of us have a very creative mind when it comes to like film adaptations, casting, how things relay on the screen.
Saying that though, if you said to me, hey, I've got a movie about a rich white lady who's also blonde, who do you think should play that? I probably would say Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Not having seen her in a single thing ever. I mean, they're pretty on the money.
I think that's spot on. I think it's a book that I would want to read, but I don't think it's a movie that I would want to watch for any reason.
Neither. I think we'd have lovely visuals. Like maybe I would want to watch the bits about the house.
Shut down the island.
Yeah.
How will
And-
they incorporate the birds?
Yeah, and maybe even seeing COVID on the screen. Like as is well documented, I don't really watch movies. I haven't seen anything like about COVID in movies or TV shows. Might be interesting. I think I'm more interested in Martha's Vineyard as a thing because I think I saw on your Goodreads that you just realised it's not to do with Martha Stewart. Me too.
Yeah.
So I always thought Martha's Vineyard was something about Martha Stewart, like maybe her like farm stay.
Yes, that's 100% what I thought it was.
So maybe we just need to watch a documentary about Martha's Vineyard. We don't need Gwyneth Paltrow.
No. Watch it with a cheese board
Yeah.
and a couple of little relishes.
Oh, delish. Chutney.
Fresh, just yuck.
You don't like chutney?
I do, but the way you said that really put me off.
Why did I say it like that?
Chutney.
Who says chutney?
I don't know.
I said it for a reason. Chutney. There's a character called Chutney in something.
No.
Yes, there is.
Stop saying this and
There
asking
is
me about
chutney.
it.
Oh, no, it's New Girl. I think.
I've not seen that much New Girl.
Love mango chutney. Love any type of chutney.
I'm so glad we figured that out.
The second book to movie adaptation that we are being treated to is Yesteryear. Now, this is actually making me sad because this is being produced by Amazon MGM Studios. So we've got Netflix monopoly, Amazon monopoly. This is going to star and be produced by Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, and actually, before we get into it, this is actually linking into our next question as well. So maybe we should quickly say that. The question is, how do you guys feel about books getting adaptations before they're even released? And this example is perfect. Yesteryear, the book wasn't even released and we were hearing that Anne Hathaway was going to be making this movie. It is interesting. In my mind, books get released as like a passion project. People love them. They take them into their homes. They take them into their hearts. And then there's a movie man who's like, or woman who's like, you know what, people love this story. Let's give them more of this story. But obviously that's not how it works. It's a business.
Yeah.
Publishing is a business, movies is a business.
It does make me sharply aware of the sort of money-making machine that the publishing industry is. And I guess, you know, like we do know this because of, you know, BookTok and the kind of insane like 12 book deals people get, or the way that like trope marketing is so prevalent. Like it would be naive to think that this doesn't happen. I think it's awesome when it's a book I love, and obviously I'm like very happy about it. It's depressing to feel like there's no real meritocracy in publishing. It's just luck. It's privilege probably in the case of someone like Bell Burton, and some people win big and some people don't win at all.
Isn't that right?
Partner.
We've already sort of talked about the Bell Burton chutney incident of it all, but would you watch a movie adaptation of Yesteryear?
Yeah, I think Yesteryear would be a really fun movie. The protagonist of Yesteryear, I saw her described by one reviewer as a Mormon Amy Dunn, like from Gone Girl. I think that's a perfect description, and she would be such a delicious character to watch on screen and to read. Well, that's all we have time for today, but I would like to send out one more plea to our listeners that if you've ever wanted to send us a voice message, be a part of the group chat, you can do so by following the link in our show notes. There's a little link there where you can click and voice message to your heart's content with a 1-minute limit. It's always so nice to get messages, and I think a voice message takes it to the next level. So don't be shy. We'll always be here to welcome you home.
Oh. For our next episode, we will be reading John Green's The Fault in Our Stars. Have your say on what we read next by keeping an eye on the link in our show notes and on our socials. Make sure you subscribe to the show, and if you want to be on the same page as us, follow us at talklit.gethit on Instagram and TikTok.